start talking about, I don't know, some things that can hopefully help people with their armbar positioning, some kind of rules that I have for myself, and in my opinion can make armbars a little more efficient than kind of what I've seen around, okay? So this position right here, I have a one knee trapped, one leg over the head, and he's defending, okay? The reason why he's defending is, I'm gonna start this position is because usually when I enter an armbar, I don't worry about trying to enter it with him perfectly straight to begin with. I worry about getting to position first. Because if I get to position first, I can always open this later. But if you can't get to this position, then it doesn't matter if his arm's straight or in defense mode. So, I'm going to start with this position here. Notice how I have my hand through, and my hand rests over my legs, so I can keep I can keep holding his elbow up and everything without getting too tired or anything. My arm doesn't really take any effort to do this. This hand right here I call my control hand. So for instance, when I roll with Albert, he's a pretty strong guy. He doesn't settle here. Okay. If he settles, usually when I start trying to answer this problem here, he doesn't settle. So what I do is I have this hand free at all times, so I can control his legs until he does kind of settle down, and then I move on to my next step. A lot of people make a mistake here. So if you notice he's defending with my one knee, they go to this, they try to solve this now. If I let go of this, he's just going to escape. Okay, so I don't let go. I don't worry about this right now. What I worry about is getting this leg over. What I'll do is I'll lean towards the head. So I'm lifting this higher, I'll lean towards the head. When I see my opportunity, I throw my leg over. I try to stay as close to his body as possible. You do not want to lift up like this. He's just going to drop an elbow. Okay? So if you notice, one of my legs caught here, I'll suck this up. I'll do all this without letting go of his leg, of course. Then I'll throw it over. Okay, so then now we're in this position and now I can worry about this. There's a lot of talk about whether I should cross my feet or not. And I'm going to go through that right now. So I have my own little theories here. I don't like to cross my legs when I'm finishing. So for instance, he gives me the arm. If I had it crossed earlier, when I know I'm straightening, I will let go. And that's so I can keep this as tight as possible around his arm. The tighter you are, the less his arm moves, okay? The less he can defend, and the faster he taps. And I'm going to prove that here in a minute. Okay, but I also don't cross in this position every single time. And that's because some people, they don't do the same kind of defense moves, or they don't try to throw the leg over. You know, it depends on what he's doing and if he's able to even move my legs. Because I like to keep my knees pinched. Because my knees pinched, in my opinion, is way more effective than this. Although I will do this if he's super strong and he's almost about to escape and my legs are going everywhere, then I'll settle and I'll cross my legs. Now, crossing your legs makes it super hard for you to pinch your knees, okay? So now let's go over what I was saying before. So I open this up. Notice how high his elbow is. This is a little escape I like to do, is I'll get this nice and tight right here, and I won't fiddle around here. I'll keep holding this, and he won't even know when, but I'm going to palm strike it. At the same time, I use my whole body, and I pull. Very effective. If they dump their elbow, I go in, or they keep it nice and tight low, I go into a complete different thing because this is hard to push. But I'm not going to get in that right now. Let's go over this, watch. So he's going to give me his arm. I have my legs. Let's do this first. Pinch my knees, give me the arm. Now pinch my knees. Got it nice and tight. I want everybody to watch how quick he taps, okay? So he's already tapped. This is where it's straight. But now watch what happens if I cross my feet. Look how much further I have to go. Okay? That's a huge thing that I see in tournaments. You'll see people fiddling around here and their legs are crossed, their knees are wide, this arm's going all over the place, not controlling it. All they have to simply do is when they know they have the arm, go straight to a knee pinch. And I also like to lay towards the legs. Okay, I have a whole explanation on that too. So if you look at a 90-degree angle, which is where I'm at on Albert, he only has, what would you say, another 90 to escape?
Yes.
So if he goes 90, let's go 90. He's going to get out. Okay, so he comes back. So why not lay against that? So now that 90 that he would have to escape turns into maybe 120. You know, he's got to go a lot further. So why not, you know, make it harder for him to escape? Another thing I like to do is look for him to rotate his arm. It has to go this direction for the escape, right? So I lean against that direction. It makes it, again, harder for him to roll out, which in my opinion makes it a lot more efficient when finishing arm bars. Sometimes I'll grab the leg and hold on, you know, for secure, but mostly if you have your legs tight and you're laying against the direction he has to roll, the arm bar becomes a little bit easier to finish. If you guys try this out on your partners, you know, cross your legs, see when he taps, okay, compared to pinching your knees and see how soon he taps. The difference is huge. Okay, another thing about arm bars that I've been doing a long time, and that's the V-grip. Now, a lot of people, well, why the V-grip? Why the V-grip? So, and a lot of people, they like to go to this, which is fine, but I see a lot of mistakes. So when I'm like this and he's not fully extended, it becomes a curling match. So for instance, let's say he tries to curl me right now, and then I'm trying to pull. It's a lot of effort, and I don't want to go through that when I'm trying to straighten the arm, because I could lose the arm bar. So what I do is I V-grip. And when you V-grip, what you're doing is once you attach, you're using your whole body to pull this arm instead of just arms. So I use my whole body to pull, okay? And then look, to keep the thumb proper position is I rotate my elbow towards his legs and I roll it over. And that pretty much sets his elbow in place. And I'm going against the direction that he would escape. If I do this V-grip, it's a little bit harder because he can roll, so I always just switch over. So if I open the arm bar from here, I will switch to finish, okay? If I lose, I have the hand as a backup, and then I'll grab it, straighten it, and control by grabbing the wrist, and almost like I'm one of those shakes. So I just, anyway, that's my theory on the V-grip. I think it's much better than straight up grabbing the arm. That's it.